Thanks for downloading or clicking on this video. This is Rob Snowhite, fly fishing consultant here with another low budget video production on tying flies. My friend Khalil said he will provide me with a studio, so one day maybe we're going to do these with some real cameras and real lights. This is a pattern I came up with probably about 2 weeks ago for steelhead. Didn't catch any steelhead on it. It's a bead fly, not your traditional pegged bead above a bare hook. This is a bead that's actually tied to the hook. It's pretty simple. The materials can be your traditional trout beads. These are purchased up in Pulaski, New York. There's also these color trout beads. And this is a mixed bag of glass beads I picked up at AC Moore craft store. You'll notice the orange and red ones here and the one that's tied onto the hook. These are made from quartz, which is, an unusual material. It's silicon dioxide, if you want to be technical, SiO2. And it's dense, so this fly is going to sink down to the bottom. It's the exact size of a fish egg or a salmon egg. Now, the thing that made me curious is I caught some rainbow trout in New York on these. Didn't catch steelhead. But I decided last week when I was with a client to put one of these on. He's a regular client of mine, and he wanted me to cast along with him just so he could watch my technique. So I put on one of my wormy flies that you've seen me tie already, one of these little jammers. And I put on the bead as a dropper, and I started catching bluegill like crazy. And then I started catching largemouth bass, and it's been working pretty well for me on our little creek 4-mile run here in Alexandria. So let me show you how to tie this. Very simple pattern. Of course, I'm going to be using Sabre brand hooks. And I'm going to put in, it's going to be a size 10. So the ingredients I'm going to use today are going to be, we'll do, how about a pinkish glittery egg and this extremely old spool of 20-pound Daiwa. I got this probably when I was in college for leader material, and I still use it. So we're going to start the thread. We're going to use Danville Flat Wax 210 denier. 210 is nice and strong, and we're just going to wrap that thread over itself. And I really don't care about the tag end sticking out too much. What we're going to do now is cut off, about 4 to 5 inches of monofilament. You can see that there. And we are just going to tie this down parallel to the hook shank. I don't know if this is going to be legal in all locations you're going to fish, but pretty crazy effective fly. And I tied up a bunch of them today with some extra wormies. So that is on there. Next, we are going to thread the bead through, bring it right down, and from there we are going to wrap that monofilament towards the bead. And you want to use some pretty tight wraps. I'm using 20-pound because I've used 8 and I've used 10 and I've used 12. Each one of those, the monofilament will break if your fly gets caught in rocks. Let's cut off that mono, and we can just wrap this up nice and tight. Pull on that mono. You don't want that mono to come loose. And there you have it. We're going to do a half hitch. Hold the bobbin with your left hand. Twist with your right. Slide it up. Tighten one more time. And there you have a pretty freaking easy bead pattern. I don't know what the bluegill and bass think it is. I'm hoping some carp eat it too. That's the fly right there. Thanks for downloading. You can check out more of my flies at www.robsnowhite.com.